Hey,
Wonder.
hello, and welcome. Sherry from thesherryhemstreet.com,
And
hanging out
Dana
with
from DanaKalen.com.
hanging out with Dana, and we are talking money, wealth, blocks, and all kinds of good stuff, right? So this is going to be a really informative session. This is going to be something we're going to dive deep into the energy of money about. We're actually going to do a lot of interacting and answering questions, and you want to stay until the end to get all of that. And of course, we're going to give you a really great way to bust through all of your money blocks and really hit that next level again and again and again and again on repeat at the end of this. So you want to stay tuned for that and the Q&A after that, right? So I think, Dana, we want to start by talking about our beliefs in money and how long we've been doing this and what we have had to work at with this, right? So Dana and I have a very, very core belief that it takes three pillars to get to wealth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those pillars are going to be your mindset. That's definitely a really important pillar. There's going to be the physical, which is action and actually the embodiment of, wealth consciousness, because a lot of people fall short there. And you also have the energy piece where, blocks energy and past lives and, things like that can come into play.
Yes, definitely. So physically, mentally, and energetically, right? So the thing that we have found, because we've been working on our money, like I've been working on my money my whole life. I mean, I feel like this is like an old song and dance, right? But the thing that I found was, and Dana, right? So we've been working through this for over a year, and we only just now thought that we were in a position to really talk about this because we've had some pretty great success, right?
Last year's
Yeah, we've had some really great success and some understanding, and we've helped a lot of our clients get through this. So we felt like it was finally the right time to talk about this, because this is one of those things, of course, we see a lot of people out there who want to teach on money, but they haven't yet mastered it.
Yes.
And by no means do we think we've mastered it, but we know we've mastered it to this level and beyond this level, because we're seeing more increase, right? And we know that we've come to a place that actually allows us to create money on demand, and it's gotten very predictable, right?
Yeah.
I was talking about this on my live yesterday, and I said there comes a point, and Dana can attest to this too, where money becomes not only predictable, but it becomes boring, right? And that's when your needs are met according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And what happens then is you're then released from this money drama that we all carry around, including Dana and I. And you're released from this, and then you're here to actually step into a higher level of mission, a higher level of purpose. And this is why you see so many celebrity advocates like Angelina Jolie doing things with children, or like Princess Diana doing things with landmines, or Sarah McLachlan and animals, right?
Yeah.
And this is where you see entrepreneurs who have hit that level giving back in a bigger way. For instance, we have a friend, Samantha, that is creating an animal shelter, right? Like a big $5 million, $5 million project, right? Because she's made money, and money is now predictable, money is now boring, and inside of her is this greater purpose. So the fact is, we generally can't unlock this until all of our needs are met, and we're at that space where we have to actually turn around and impact humanity in an even greater way, right? And that's when things really get interesting. So I would say even Dana and I aren't quite there yet, but we work with enough people. We're in the energy of those people. We hang out with those people. Those are our peers. That's where we're hanging out. That's what we're doing. And we understand the dynamic of it, right? So we're not going to teach you that dynamic of it, because we can only teach you on what we know and we're confident.
We haven't created a $5 million charity or, those things yet, but we are able to give to the causes that we believe in, and we're able to actually create the life that we want. A couple of years ago, I was 6 figures in debt, actually, and never knew if I'd be able to ride horses again. That was like my passion when I was a kid. And now I have 3 horses, fairly expensive horses. And, I'm able to compete and have the support, housekeeper. We own a plane. Sherry travels wherever she wants, first class, gets her hair and makeup done all the time. Things like that become easy. And that's where you have that space where, it can get boring. Like there's an excess of it. You want to do really awesome things with your money for others too.
Yeah, and you can't do that until money becomes predictable and there's no trigger around it, right? Because until then, the only thing you can think of is how you get money, how you make yourself, more comfortable, how you make your family more comfortable, how you survive. And so that's really where we're aiming. And that can be anywhere from like I mean, we work with clients who are making 300,000 a year and they're still not they're still not comfortable, and they still have a problem making it predictable, right? And every time we do something with them, we realize more and more and more, this is completely internal. Money is psychological, and it is not like external.
It's created from within, and then it manifests as without, like it does your whatever your current circumstances are, were at one point created within, even though it doesn't feel like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what we want to do is this is designed to get you through that space, right? Like this program that they're doing right now is designed to get you so you can get to that bigger mission in life where money is boring and predictable. So I just had to get that out there because I think that's so important, Dana, right? Like,
yeah, almost, most people are going through life not really realizing that and not understanding that there's a lot more that is possible for you, and it doesn't take things being harder or you become a different person or even necessarily changing the people you're around. I mean, that can help, but honestly, even if people around you right now aren't wealthy, Sherry had that and she created wealth amidst that.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's nobody who can stop you but you. So here's the other thing that I want to say. And it just left me.
I hate when that happens.
You know, right? Give me a second. No, I don't know. It's gone. It'll come back.
Okay.
Or it wasn't important, right?
Nope.
So definitely, oh, yeah, I was going to say, like, you can't possibly think about serving your clients at your highest level or living your life until you have that basic money need taken care of.
Yes, that is true. Absolutely true. Because there's fear, like there's a lot going on in your energy. So you're always going to be a little distracted. I mean, all of you have probably had moments where, if it's not now, where money was really tight or where that's all you could focus on. And it takes you and your energy, and really, it's hard to truly be present with your family. It's hard to truly be present with your spouse if you have one. It's hard to truly be present with those who are dating if you don't have one, and and in your business too, because there's fear, or in your job. As long as there's fear and you feel like you're not really in a space that you can have the things you want or the things you want for yourself and your family without stress and not knowing, how to do it, you're always going to be a bit limited there. And that's for sure. I found that in my own life. Sherry found that in hers.
Yeah, totally. And look, going from like the poverty consciousness, right? Which doesn't sound good. Nobody wants to be like, hey, I'm in poverty consciousness, but I was deep in poverty consciousness, deep in victimhood, deep in lack, deep in scarcity. You have to get out of that to a place of neutrality where you're not triggered by money. So if you're triggered by any kind of money statements, money posts,
Debt,
money thoughts,
things like that,
like you can actually get to a place where money is so neutral that you actually just view it for what it is, which is just 6 inches of green. That's it, right? Or unless you're in London and it's notes, or India and it's rupees or rubles. I can never remember. Anyway, rupees. Thank you. But then you want to move on to a greater space, and that's the abundance mindset. That's the wealth consciousness, right? And that's where money becomes predictable. Money becomes boring, right? Because
created at will.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you learn how to plant apple trees, this is the exact same thing. If you learn how to plant apple trees and you go out and you just make all the apples happen because you planted all the apple trees, the first apple tree, you might be excited, like, oh, this is fun. I have apples. I can make applesauce. I can make apple pie. I can make apple fritters. I can make apple turnovers. I can make apple tartlets. I can make...
Jesus, Sherry. Bubba Gump over there with the shrimp.
But by the time you get to that 100th tree, you're like, fuck the apples. Isn't there something else out there? Right? So that's where we want you to get with money. So
to a place where you can have a lot of fun with it, where you can have the things in your life that are actually magical that you desire, like the horses are for me, or, things, here's the deal. It's a space where anything is possible is where you want to be, because that's where you actually will create whatever you want.
And it comes from the space of creation. I love that you said that,
creation.
Dana. So we're going to just go over the blocks once again. Oh, you're getting hungry now. I won't talk about apples.
money pie, money. That's
money pie, money turnover, money ice cream, money jam. I love that, right? Money cider, money tartlets, money.
Money kebabs.
I love money kebabs. So let's talk about the 5 or the 4 core blocks, right? So this is something that not many people, apple strudel, money strudel. This is something that nobody will talk about. In fact, nobody is out there teaching that you have to implement all 3 pillars to wealth, and nobody is out there teaching what the blocks are, right? Like everyone's like, oh, buy my money wealth program, but they don't tell you what it's like. No, nobody's giving you this. We're giving you this, right? So let's talk about the 4 blocks, right? And this is